determination and perhaps a helpful strain of stubbornness, my dad is with us. And my mum too, albeit far more exhausted than ever before in her life. Just having them both here is enough of a reason for my sister and I to want to create a celebration. But of course there are at least two other reasons for throwing this party. It's a birthday celebration and 60 years of married bliss. Well, of marriage anyway. My dad at this point would remind you all that people get less for murder. My mum at this point would remind him that murder is not out of the question if he doesn't stop talking. Ah yes, it's a beautiful union. Having only been married close to 20 years, I can't imagine what 60 years with the same partner would be like. But if my parents are an example, it certainly is a roller coaster of good times, bad times, laughter and tears, loads of negotiation and compromise, some tricky hurdles, major fights, and heaps of love. I think it's the latter, the heaps of love, that seems to be the foundation, the glue that keeps them always looking out for each other, no matter how bad times get, or how angry or annoyed they get at each other. It is in this love, this unquestioning and uncompromising family love, that Gilla and I have been lucky enough to have been raised, and we are forever grateful for this. Of course, in addition to their wedding anniversary, it's also my parents' 80th birthdays. Now, some of you have already reached this milestone. Mazel tov to those of you that have. Many others here are doing their best, like me, to try not to reach that milestone too quickly. Not that any of us have any choice in the matter. My parents will be the first to tell you that growing old is no fun. For sure, when the body aches and you can't stop feeling tired, when you can't do all you used to be able to do, when you lose your teeth, your hair, your figure. Oh, hang on, am I describing my husband Joe? Oh my gosh, I've realised there's no difference. It's the same description for both. Oh no, I think I've married my parents. Ah, it's okay, I'll take a deep breath and get over the shock. What was I saying? That's right, growing old can be tough. But come to think of it, when looking at my parents, I beg to differ. Growing old has meant that my dad enjoys flirting with the lovely ladies even more, a trait that my son has picked up. He lacks any concern about sharing a dirty joke and is content to be as stubborn and self-focused as he can get away with. My mum, on the other hand, has become more nostalgic and reflective of her life, and as such is enjoying not letting Dad get away with anything, particularly not with his version of history, which is generally one that positions him as the hero of some sort. So perhaps the growing old part might not be fun, but it is tempered by the fact that my parents have the privilege of growing old together. It is worth noting here that my parents are not only growing old together, but they actually grew up together, having become girlfriend and boyfriend at the ripe young age of 14. Watch out, Ruby. They'll be asking you about boyfriends any minute now if they haven't already. So really, it's been a lifetime of being together. How wonderful. Each of you here today, both relative and friend, are special to my parents and family. Many of you have known my parents for nearly, if not all, their lifetime. My auntie Fella, who's here today, has known my mum since birth. They, along with their dad, my Saba, endured and survived the war together. And I'm guessing that my auntie may be the only one here today who knew my dad when he first started courting my mum those many years ago. My auntie Fella and her late husband, my Uncle Zvi, are one of the main reasons my parents chose to come to Australia. So Gilla and I say thank you.
Me too.
Of course, there are many other relatives here today, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, an entire contingent of Russians, all of whom are cousins in some way or another. And of course, there are those who have joined the family, some even surprisingly by choice, like the partners of the children and grandchildren. Others, of course, didn't have much choice in the matter at all and didn't have any say in it because their children made the choice for them. The in-laws. They are important people to my parents. Firstly, Helen, who has been in my family's life celebrating each Yontiv for certainly as long as I can remember. Her late husband Natan was a dominant figure, especially at Pesach, when he led the Seder and always had a trick up his sleeve when hiding the Afikomen. Helen, you are special to us all, and then there are, special to us all, sorry Helen. And then there are the newer in-laws, Lisa and Luigi. Mind you, Lisa and Luigi have been in our family for 20 years now, so they're not so new. They and their family have introduced new traditions into our family, each celebration being enjoyed through the sharing of food, lots and lots of food. So despite some obvious differences between the two, there is the one clear link, the enjoyment of eating. Lisa and Luigi are not only relatives but have become my parents' friends, and my parents are glad that you and the extended family can be here with them today. And then there are the friends. My parents have had the same group of friends for almost all the time they've lived in Australia. Some have come and gone, some sadly are no longer with us. But there remains a strongly connected group of friends that forever it seems has spent every Saturday night together eating, drinking, laughing and most importantly playing cards. The women play red aces, the men play poker. They've been doing so for years and years. They've shared laughter and tears, have fought and celebrated, and like it or not, have been integral in each other's lives. If only we can all be so lucky to have our friendships last so long. As for the rest of you, old friends, new friends, friends of friends, your being here today is a testament to how loved my parents are, and particularly to all the children here. As a symbol of how much my parents love children, my friend Frost has brought each of you the coveted furry friend chocolate. This is the same chocolate bar that my mum has given to every child that visits her home forever in a day. Finally, some words from me to my parents. Mum, I want to thank you for your compassion, patience, kindness and understanding. You won't find a more thoughtful, generous and accepting person than my mum. Race nor religion ever got in the way of my mum opening her door wide open. She taught my sister and I that people everywhere should be treated as equals, all about the importance of empathy, compassion and tolerance. Her love of family, culture and ritual is still strong today and keeps our family ties strong. Mum, I love you more than words can describe and I'm here for you as you have always been for me. Dad, I'm so happy you're still with us, making this celebration even more special. My dad has spent his lifetime proving to others how strong, muscular and handy he is. The amount of times he has asked Dion, his oldest grandson, to punch him in the stomach or feel his biceps is endless. But despite this external macho-ness to his family, he's always been a puppy dog. He has a massive heart and eyes only for his family, particularly his grandchildren, to whom he would give everything. He is a giving and generous person and is a man I'm so very proud to call my dad. So on that note, I want to thank you all and I want to wish my parents a happy anniversary and happy birthday. Thank you.